सब लोग लेने के लिए तैयार नहीं है। अगर किसी को ऐसे दे रहे बोले क्यों क्यों दे रहे मुझे, क्या मतलब है? ऐसा होता है ना, आसान नहीं हो।
हेलो हेलो
ऐसा होता है ना, आसान नहीं है ना। तो जितना हो सके देते वक्त चुपचाप देना चाहिए। ये सुनना चाहिए। Okay, if you have some things to give, then I give it to some other person and ask him to do this. It's not like you. जिसको मिला वो पता भी नहीं चलेगा वो कहाँ से आया। अगर मैं सीधा दे दिया तो एक और सेट नहीं, then this person will feel indebted to me. अब जैसे जैसे बुरा होने जा रहा है ना, मुझे वो पता चलता है कि ये सब इतना मुंह पर लगा क्या ले रही है ना। तो हमेशा once in a while you should think what are the things that has been remaining in your home without using it. Give it to somebody who has nothing. Your life will also be simpler and cleaner. ठीक है? Next is offering of one's body. Eternally shall I offer all my bodies to the conquerors and their sons. Please accept me, your supreme heroes. You supreme heroes. Respectfully shall I, supreme heroes. अब language में इतना वो स्वाद नहीं है. Respectfully shall I be your subject. Because it's very difficult to translate something. English is born and brought up in a different culture. And all these Buddhist terminologies are born and brought up in different culture. So it's not that easy to get things translated properly. But here, offering one's body means not just physically giving your body, but you're ready to act whatever the Buddha wants to do. You use your body, right? In that sense. So you are saying from today onwards, and for many lives I have cherished my body and very dear to me, but even this body I will continue to operate to you in your service. So therefore I request you to accept my body and have under your care shall benefit all with no fears of conditioned existence. Then since I am not under your control, I will benefit sentient beings who are in the samsara and give them fearlessness. I shall perfectly transcend my previous evils, which means I'll stop doing the wrong things that I've been doing, and in the future shall commit no more. So that's really important, because if you really want to purify your negative deeds, one thing is that you need to confess it. Second thing is stop doing it again. Then next is offering through mental emanations. First is offering bath to the Buddha and with the clothes to dry up the body and so forth. To very sweetly scented bathing chambers with brilliantly sparkling crystal floors. ज़्यादा sparkling crystal floor होने से स्लिप करने का डर भी है ना, ये थोड़ा सोचने चाहिए. And exquisite pillars embellished with gems, having canopies above aglow with pearls. I beseech the Tathagatas and their sons to come and bathe their bodies. From any jeweled vessels filled with waters, scented and increasing, to the accompaniment of music and song. That doesn't mean the Buddha and Bodhisattvas' bodies are like filthy, they never wash their body for many months. It's not the case. Just to purify your negative deeds, right? For their purpose. Then, having bathed their bodies, let me dry their bodies with incomparable clothes, clean and well anointed with scent. And then may I present these holy beings with fragrant garment of suitable colors. कपड़ा भी पहना दिया, नहाया धोया, सब कुछ किया, फिर कपड़ा भी पहना दिया. And I adorn with manifold ornaments and various raiments fine and smooth. Darya Samanthabhadra, Manjukosha, Avalokiteshvara, and all others. Just like polishing pure refined gold, do I anoint the Buddha's forms that blaze with light, with choicest perfumes whose fragrance permeates 1,000,000,000 worlds. And to the highest objects of giving, I offer beautiful, well-arranged garlands, as well as enchanting, sweet-smelling flowers, such as lily, jasmine, and lotus blossoms. Also, I send forth clouds of incense whose sweet aroma steals away the mind, as well as celestial delicacies, including a variety of foods and drinks. I offer them jeweled lamps arranged on golden lotus birds. Upon land sprinkled with scented water, do I scatter delicate flower petals. To those who have the nature of compassion, I offer palaces resounding with melodious hymns, exquisitely illuminated by hanging pearls and gems that adorn the infinities of space. Eternally shall I offer to all the Buddhas jeweled umbrellas with golden handles and exquisite ornaments embellishing the rims, standing erect, their shapes beautiful to behold. And in addition, may a mass of offerings resounding with sweet and pleasant music, like clouds that appease the misery of all, each demon for as long as necessary. Mhm. So, and in addition, may a mass of offerings, in addition means other offerings that you make through prayers. And may a continuous rain of flowers and precious gems descend in the same way as Manjughosha and others have made offerings to the conquerors. Conquerors means Buddhas, because they conquered the negative emotions. Similarly, do I bestow gifts upon the Tathagatas, the protectors, their spiritual sons, and all. So, verse 22, in the same way as Manjughosha and others have made offerings to the conqueror, similarly do I bestow gifts upon the Tathagatas, the protectors, their sons, and uh, all. This is called unsurpassing offering. The next is offering of intonation or singing with praises. I glorify the oceans of excellence with limitless verses of harmonious praise. May these clouds of gently, may these clouds of gentle eulogy constantly ascend to the presence. The next is the branch of paying homage or prostration. With bodies as numerous as all the atoms within the universe, I prostrate to all Buddhas of the three times, the Dharma and Supreme Community. So this is making prostration. How do you make prostration? With your hands like this, thumb stuck in, not like this. This is non-Buddhist way. It's like this, then put it here on the forehead, then at the neck, then at the throat, then go down. Make sure the forehead and the two palms and the two knees touch the ground. This has many implications like actualizing the five paths and so forth. Right? And actually, paying homage is antidote to arrogance. People who are arrogant, they will never go down. वो चलने का ढंग पे अलग होता है जो एरोगेंट पर्सन होता है ना ऐसे करके चलता है हाँ भाई आजकल जिसे हम चल रहे हैं बोलते हैं ना so they become arrogant so paying homage means झुकना because if you practice humility you become receptive then you can receive a lot of knowledges from other people even from the mouth of the child you can receive lot of knowledges. But if you become arrogant and get puffed up like a balloon, then there's no room for receiving any knowledge. Right? So, therefore, paying homage is important. Likewise, I prostrate to all reliquaries. Reliquaries means likewise, I prostrate all reliquaries to the basis of an awakening mind. The basis of awakening means the body of the Buddha or the sutras of the Mahayana teaching or places where the Buddha was born, and similarly stupas. Likewise, I prostrate to all reliquaries to the basis of an awakening mind, to all learned efforts and masters, and to all noble practitioners. The next is the branch of taking refuge. You know the meaning of taking refuge? To whom should you take refuge? Huh? What? Why should you take refuge to Buddha, Dharma and Sangha? Who are these three guys? So this you should know. Why we take refuge? It is nothing peculiar to the Buddhist. Human beings have this tendency to seek refuge in others when you are not able to solve problems by yourself. For example, at 1 p.m. you took refuge in lunch because you are suffering from hunger. So when you are suffering from hunger, you take refuge in lunch. When it's very hot, you take refuge in umbrella. Long ago, when men lived in the cave, they were taking refuge in the cave. So it's in the human nature. When you have a problem which you can't solve, then you take the help of others who can help you. So similarly, here we take refuge to Buddha, Dharma and Sangha because when we say I take refuge to Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, you have a problem. If you don't have any problem, why should you take refuge? So what is your problem? Shortage of food? Shortage of accommodation? Why you take refuge? Sun is too hot? I take refuge to go to Dharma because sun is too hot. Why should you take refuge to Dharma Sangha? Because you have a problem. Your problem is suffering. Your problem is suffering due to negative emotions. And you want to come out of samsara, you want to come out of the influence of negative emotions. So if that is the case, why should you take refuge to Buddha, Dharma and Sangha? Physically, when you are very sick, you take refuge in the doctor. Doctor alone is not enough. You also take refuge in medicine. Medicine is also not enough. You take refuge in nurse or commander or somebody to look after because you are very sick. You are not only sick but very sick. So there you need three. डॉक्टर चाहिए, मेडिसिन चाहिए और आपको मदद करने वाला एक नर्स या कंपाउंडर या रिलेटिव चाहिए, है ना, physically. Similarly, when you are mentally sick with negative emotions, you need Buddha who is like a physician, who will diagnose and tell you what is the problem, how can you solve the problem. That's what we are reading in all these texts. Then the second is one that is really like medicine is teaching. Is teaching. And then you also need Sangha. For example, for this retreat, when the flowering Dharma made the announcement, if only one person turned up, then will this retreat take place? क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ गुरु लखदौर बैठा होगा, वहाँ एक आदमी नहीं सुन रहा होगा, वो कौन करेगा? नहीं होगा. संघ है, community. You feel inspired. सिर्फ मैं अकेला. If you go to very remote places in South Africa or some places where there is no Dharma practitioner, it's very difficult to practice Dharma. Right? So Sangha is very important. So you are all now listening together to the teaching. You have especially become Sanghas. So you should always try to assist and help each other. Sangha. Right? And taking refuge is so important because that taking refuge forms the basis of receiving all higher vows, and it becomes the source of all the qualities, and it is also a quality by which you are distinguished from non-Buddhist practitioners. What is the demarcation between Buddhist and non-Buddhist? A Buddhist is somebody who takes refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Non-Buddhist is somebody who doesn't take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Right? So that you should know. If somebody asks you, are you Buddhist? You'll say yes. Then if they ask you why you are, you explain how you are Buddhist, you should not say, because my parents are Buddhist, or because I'm a Ladakhi, or a Tibetan. No. Right? Right? So you are Buddhist because you take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So on the one hand, you should know your problem, and on the other hand, you should know how Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha has the capacity to help you. Right? Buddha is completely enlightened, and there are 108 big volumes of the teachings of the Buddha, Kangyur, translated words of the Buddha. You should gradually read them. Right? Kangyur. And then his teachings, of course, and then the Sangha. And taking refuge is in fact entrance to the Buddhist fold, because everything has to start from taking refuge. If you have no refuge, then you can't actually receive other higher precepts and vows. Right? But the most important thing is your motivation, why you should take refuge to the Dharma and Sangha. So next we should go to the process of taking refuge in accordance with the Mahayana teaching. So according to the Mahayana teaching, the process of teaching is as explained in verse 26. I seek refuge in all Buddhas until I possess the essence of awakening. Possess the essence of awakening means until I become enlightened. Until I become enlightened, I'll take refuge to all the Buddhas, to all the Dharmas, and the community of Bodhisattvas. So this is the Mahayana process of taking refuge. Right? And having taken refuge, you have a request to make. What do you think is your request to the Buddhas and Dharma, Buddha, Dharma and Sangha? Huh? मुझे बचाओ. So now you visualize. So next is the branch of disclosure of evil deeds or confession. So here first you should visualize the actual object of confession present in front of you. With folded hands. With folded hands I beseech the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who possess the great compassion and reside in all directions. Bodhisattvas who possess great compassion. Yeah? So imagine that they are in front of you in the space, and with folded hand you make this request. Now in this request what you are saying is number one, repudiating the negative deeds that you done earlier. So from here it goes to practice the four antidotal powers, four counter forces for purifying the negative deeds. First is the power of repudiating the negative deeds. Throughout beginningless cycle existence, in this life and in others, unknowingly I committed evil deeds and ordered them to be done by others. अब इसमें बोला है ना कि सिर्फ मैंने गलती नहीं किया, दूसरों से भी मैंने गलती करवाया. Throughout beginningless times में ये कर रहा हूँ. In this life and in others, unknowingly. Many a times unknowingly, many a times knowingly. If you do something knowingly, then it's even more negative. Unknowingly, but here unknowingly makes sense because many things that you do wrong is because of your lack of awareness and knowledge. Unknowingly, I committed evil deeds and ordered them to be done by others. Why you have done this? Because I was overwhelmed by the deception of ignorance. Right majority. तो हमारा तन मन धन सब कब्जा करके हेडक्वार्टर में बैठ करके पाँव मिला के चाय के मजे से कर रहा है. इसमें चैलेंज करने वाला कोई भी नहीं. आगे गुजर नहीं गुरु चले वाला जीवन को मत चैलेंज करो. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. And you also develop some awareness. Now you want to empower the positive political party, which is led by wisdom, understanding, emptiness, and bodhicitta, plus compassion, loving kindness, spiritual education. That is meaning of being non-practice. If you do that, you are doing the non. If you are not doing that, you are not doing that. If you let the ignorance and self-cherishing attitude, hatred, anger rule you, फिर कुछ नहीं होगा. So now you need to be strong. अब दोबारा ये जो ignorance, self-cherishing, anger, jealousy आसपास ये नजर आया, फिर क्या बोलना चाहिए उनको? ऐसा नहीं. अभी भी याद हो रहा है. So you need to know this and conscientiousness and heedfulness, these three, watching you all the time. कौन आ रहा है, कौन जा रहा है, कौन आ रहा है. वो देखना. पहले आपके पास गार्ड नहीं था, कुछ भी नहीं था. As and when they wish, they come and go and you do and go. अभी तुमको थोड़ा पता चल गया. दरवाजे भी थोड़ा मजबूत बना दिया. ठीक है ना? वो पहले दर पे रखा दिया. ठीक है ना? Now when love and compassion and bodhicitta are coming, what do you say? I am very useful. I am very useful. I never realized that you are such an important person. Please come. Say anything to my mind. You are just a kind like you want to help. ठीक है ना? बाकी जो बोला था ना उसने This is the way you practice bodhicitta and wisdom, understanding, and emptiness. ठीक है ना? तो मैंने क्या बोला था? Gone are the days when you cheated me. Now I know who you are. Get lost. थोड़ा टफ होना चाहिए नेगेटिव इमोशंस के साथ. ऐसा नहीं बोलेंगे भैया प्लीज चले जाओ, ऐसे कम नहीं हो भैया, नहीं जाएगा वो. ठीक है ना? थोड़ा थोड़ा शक्ति होना चाहिए, थोड़ा शक्ति होना चाहिए. ठीक है ना? ओके. So overwhelmed by the deception of ignorance, I rejoice in what was done. But now seeing these mistakes from my heart, I declare them to the Buddhas. क्या क्या मैंने गलती किया मैं सब बता दूंगा. Whatever harmful acts of body, speech, and mind I've done in a disturbed mental state towards the three jewels of refuge, towards my parents, towards my spiritual masters and others, I confess. And all the grave wrongs done by me, so thoroughly evil and polluted, but in abundance of force, I openly declare to the guides of the world. अब पछतावा बहुत जोर से आ रहा है तुमको. पछतावा होना चाहिए. जैसे कि मिलरेपन ने बोला कि if you are concerned about removing the negative deeds, the best way to remove them is to have repentance, regret. And इसमें सीरियसनेस भी होना चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं बोलना कि मैंने बहुत गलती किया अब धीरे धीरे मैं सुधर जाऊंगा, ऐसा नहीं चलता है. Because you don't know when you are going to die. So therefore, in the next so protector, I so unconcerned. No, sorry. Oh yeah, verse 33, right? Or maybe even 32. Yeah, 32, verse 32. But I may well perish before all my evils have been purified. So please protect me in such a way as will swiftly and surely free me from them. Because Death can come anytime. The untrustworthy Lord of Death waits not for things to be done or undone, whether I'm sick or healthy, this fleeting lifespan is unstable. So he's saying that the Lord of Death will not come. They will not ask you whether you have finished your job or not, or whether you have finished your homework or not. They will not say, they will come anytime. Death is definite. But unfortunately, time of death is indefinite. And at the time of the death, the only thing that is beneficial is your spiritual practice. ठीक है ना? The untrustworthy Lord of Death waits not for things to be done or undone, whether I am sick or healthy, the fleeting lifespan is unstable. Leaving all, I must depart alone, but through not having understood this, I committed various kinds of evil for the sake of my friends and foes. Without knowing that I have to leave everything behind, for the sake of friends and those who are not my friends, I committed many negative deeds. So normally you end up developing attachment towards your relatives and friends, developing hatred and anger towards those who you don't like, है ना? तो लड़ने झगड़ने के लिए बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल जाता है आपको, है ना? क्यों मिल जाता है? Because of this selfishness. I is the center of the universe. Designated just for communication. इसको हम क्या बोलेंगे? Microphone? Huh? No, this is elephant. I'm right now speaking through elephant. ये सुनकर आपको क्या महसूस हो रहा है? उसका गुरुजी अभी तो ऐसे सोच रहा है ना, गुरुजी is now born made, screw ढीला हो गया, है ना? Why? Because you already following the designation microphone. शुरू से किसी ने इसको माइक्रोफोन ना कह करके इसको एलिफेंट बोला होता, तो आज हम सब let us speak through the elephant. Just designation. किसी के नाम सोमा है, किसी के नाम टशी, just designation. मैं सोमा है बोल के तो नहीं आया ना. And designation is necessary just for communication. Apart from communication, there is really nothing if you try to, open the layers one after another. कहाँ है गुरुजी, किसी का बोला कहाँ है, सिर से पाँव तक खोजो, नहीं मिलेगा.